Let's take a moment to remember the truth. The most important thing that you could ever spend your time on is on realizing the timeless. Investing time into the timeless liberates you. Investing time into the ephemeral, that ever-changing, that which arises and disappears, leads you only to suffering, always, and nobody can avoid this. As you engage with the phenomenal world and identify with it, you are bound to experience every aspect of what the changing world presents, which is loss, death, impermanence. So, in this very moment, I want to invite you to take an instant out of your engagement with time and gift that to the timeless essence within. There is nothing to do but to take your attention off of thought long enough to recognize what remains when thought is disidentified with. How do you do this? Simply here, abiding as we are now. I want to invite you to take a deep breath, relax your body, and in this space of ease and relative comfort, you're going to notice, especially if I pause and stop speaking, that thoughts begin to arise. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing to do about this, except don't follow the thoughts. Don't allow the seed thought to develop into a thought stream, because the moment that you do, identity will carry you along this thought stream through various emotional ups and downs. There certainly are ups. There certainly is just joy and glee and excitement and adventure, and the promise that something greater than what is now is available if you follow the thought stream. No, it's a false promise. And because it is a false promise, as you follow it, you will begin to taste the various flavors of suffering. And I'm not saying that you follow a thought and you experience some type of hellish experience. Not necessarily. Just the disturbance of peace. Just the opening and closing of your heart as you begin to identify with the likes and dislikes that the various tendencies in the mind are going to offer you, are going to present to you. So let's come back to the awareness that there is an awareness witnessing thought. And as thoughts arise, this is the how of it. As thoughts arise, simply question. Question their origin. You may say, where did this thought come from? It could be a thought about anything, what you do tomorrow, something you said to somebody, something somebody said to you many years ago. It doesn't matter. Don't allow the thought, as it arises, like the crest of a wave, it arises, don't allow it to build. Let it go. And you let it go by inquiring into, where does this thought arise from? The source of thought. Wonderful that it's telling me about this, that, the other. But I am curious about who sent you, right? You're questioning the thought. Where did you arise from? Where's your source? And allow this question, which is a form of self-inquiry, to take you back. You explore and experience and find for yourself the source of thought. Is there a source? Something to discover. But as you question thought, instead of, I want to say, mindlessly following the thought wherever it will take you, through the ups and downs, and, oh, if you just think about this just a little bit longer, you will find the right answer that's just going to liberate you. You're going to have this insight and that. Don't buy it. It's fool's gold. There's nothing there. It's okay that we occasionally fall asleep and we go on that adventure. And yes, there will seem to be insights and different things, but what really counts, what you really want, is the peace, joy, love, bliss, wholeness, fulfillment, all of the divine and perfect qualities that you already are. And those are found in stillness. Those are found outside of your identification with thought. And so none of the thought trains are going to take you there. All thought is based in time, and it will not bring you to the timeless. It will not liberate you from the tension of unfulfilled desire. It will only spring more karmic connections and tensions and desires. And again, all of these are happening on behalf of your dream character self. This, the body identity version of you that you think you are in your mind, the one that is on an adventure from the past through the present into a future. That one is false. It's unreal. It doesn't have any substance. It's a mentation. All suffering is on behalf of this false identity, this I thought, thinking of the self in this removed and virtual way, false at its core, is what leads to every form of further identity as this kind of person, that kind of person, this personality, this like, this dislike, this craving, this aversion, and all of that gestalt of mind. The moment that you identify with it, it will take you for a ride because you will have made it into your master. You start to listen to it. You're listening to a mirror. So this mirror, highly complex, based on all forms of conditioning and origination, and it looks incredible. It is the wish-fulfilling gem, but it cannot create you. You are already created. So let's go back to the source, to the essence, to the you as God created you. That perfect, immutable innocence, that perfection of love, peace, and joy. And we do this by letting go of thought, by letting go of identity. So for this next minute, I invite you here with me now to experience this. I'm just going to continue to look at you, but I'm going to be practicing here along with you. So as thoughts arise, we're going to say, where does this thought come from? And we don't make up an answer. We look. Just like when you see a light or something and you may say, oh, where'd that come from? And you look, right? You're exploring. You are actively engaging with your awareness. You're not making things up or listening to thought. So as thought arises, look. You can think this inside. You can say mentally, where does this thought arise from? But then don't refer to thought for any answer. Actually look. So let's do this now. Let's take this next minute. Just resting here, allowing thoughts to arise if and as they do. And we're going to simply inquire. This thought, Where does it arise from? And this thought, what is the source of this thought? Where does it come from? This thought about fill in the blank. Where does it come from? You may already be noticing the stillness and the silence coming more clearly, more lucidly into awareness. Continue practicing. And this thought, where's the source of this thought? Now just take a deep breath. Let it go. And now that you've had a small sample of this experience, I invite you to pause this video and go on with this practice. Just question the arising of thought. Allow the stillness to build, the silence to build. You're going to notice that it is far more satisfying, far more restful, far more energizing, nourishing, fulfilling than any thought train that you get onto. And we're going to discuss in future conversations, what is the actual effect? What happens when we do this? What happens to our desires? What happens to our state of being, to our level of consciousness? Because the profound effect of stillness and silence is unsurpassed. There is no other technique. All techniques, hopefully, if they are in integrity, will bring you here. And if not, they will lead you astray and amiss. So thank you for joining me here. Thank you for remembering the truth. Each moment that you do this, you save years of suffering for our collective humanity, for life itself, for this oneness game that we are playing. It is worthwhile. It liberates not only yourself from suffering and karmic ties, but also me, also everybody around. So take these moments of silence and gift them as a gift to all beings. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be happy.